5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Weekend confirmed.
Ignition. Liftoff.
Hey everybody, it's Jeff Cannata with 2 N's and 1 T here in beautiful Los Angeles where it's pouring down rain. That's perfect video game weather. And that brings me to your question of the week. This week's question comes from @Jared Pelletier. Anyway, he asks, which board game would I like to see on Xbox Live Arcade or PSN? And he says he's hoping for Smallworld. Well, I hope, Jared, you realize, I'm sure you do, that Smallworld is already available on the iOS. And the app is excellent. So if you have an iPhone or iPad, I highly recommend checking out that app because Smallworld, fun game, kind of Risk-esque, but it changes it up enough that I think people who have only played Risk would really be interested in it. Great app, and much cheaper than the $50, $60 board game. I think it's only like $10 or maybe even less. But that doesn't answer your question, Jared. What game do I want to see? Well, I would love to see Agricola as an Xbox Live Arcade or PSN title. I think that game is one of my favorite games. It's one of my favorite games. Agricola and Le Havre, both by Uwe Rosenberg, one of my favorite board game designers, and both of them fantastic, incredibly deep strategy games that have amazing, well-organized themes. Agricola is sounds kind of dry when you think about it, or when you hear about it. It's basically you're a farmer on the moor, and you got to build your farm. You gotta get crops. You gotta get cows and sheep and cattle. Cattle is cows, I suppose. But like boars, wild boars you can have. And it's great as a board game, but it's so deep, and there's so many different decks that you can get for it that change things up. I would love to see a digital version so I could really try out some strategies with it. And like I said, it sounds dry as a farming game, but it is so awesome. You literally build your farm. You add rooms to your house, and you can change your house from being clay to brick, and you can add family members to your house. It's a worker placement game, so you're adding people to your family so that it gives you extra actions to do on your turn. So cool! Doing a terrible job of explaining it, but I think it would make a great Xbox Live Arcade or PSN game. The iOS is really where this is happening, though. Not on Xbox Live Arcade or PSN. The iOS, you can find a ton of great board games, especially if you're a fan of Renner Knizia, who is probably the most prolific board game designer in the world. I highly recommend Raw, R-A, which is an auction game, one of the best auction games ever made, has a fantastic iOS version. His game Money, his game High Society, those are both on Xbox Live Arcade. I think even Modern Art, which is a great game by him. So if you like board games and you have an iPhone or iPad, that's really where you can check it out. Until then, on the Xbox Live Arcade, maybe Magic. It's good. It's very, very fun. All right, thanks, Jared. See you next week.